I've been training all year long for what will probably be, no, it will be the hardest climb of my life. And now it's only a few weeks away. So when my friend EJ invited me to come up to Northern California and train like a pro with him for a week, I thought, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. What's the worst that could happen? My legs are dead. EJ's training camp killed my legs.
Normally in cycling training camps, you focus on volume. It's not about amping up intensity, it's about just putting more time on the bike. But halfway through the week, this happened. I'm gonna try to get the fastest time of 3 famous climbs here in NorCal. And by 3 famous climbs, I mean 1 is famous, the second one is kind of well known, and the third one is easy enough that I can get the fastest time. It's gonna be great. We're gonna start with the climb that is most suited for me, which is the shortest one. We're gonna get more into why that is later. But first, let me give you the stats. This is Donner Summit, Wout van Aert. So while this is not famous, it is named after a famous cyclist. The time to beat is 1 minute 52 seconds. You can see my time up here in the top left, the current grade, little map of the course, my speed, my watts, and my heart rate. Unlike EJ, who is a beast, I rarely get KOMs or King of the Mountain crowns on Strava. My fastest times are usually well behind the top of the leaderboard, especially on longer climbs. But my 1 to 2 minute power is slightly above average, so as long as the segment is short enough, I stand a chance.
I love the small segment.
Nice job.
I was so confident I had the crown, there was no way I didn't get it, right?
All right, end of the ride. Just had my protein shake. As my ride is uploading, I'm gonna have my ketone. This is the regular one, not the one with caffeine. Spicy. I always have 2 after every ride. There have been studies that have shown taking ketones after your ride helps to prevent overtraining. And since I'm at EJ's training camp today, that's super important. Okay, let's see how I did. Did I get a KOM? Bum, 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 bum. No, I did not get a KOM. Didn't record the second one.
What?
Yeah, that kind of ruins the whole video.
So why is EJ having me do 3 intense efforts? And if that was the easy one, how am I gonna survive the other 2?
Are we having fun today?
So much fun.
Well, if you want to get faster on the bike, there are primarily 2 training stimuli you can employ: volume and intensity. And while today we're doing some hard efforts, we're also riding for a long time. I normally ride about 8 to 10 hours a week, but this week, the week of EJ's training camp, I trained over 21 hours. That's an amount of training I just couldn't do at home with all of my other responsibilities, which is one of the main reasons I jumped at this opportunity when EJ invited me to train with him.
Hi. Hi, Dad.
He was an incredible host, ride guide, chef, and impromptu sports psychologist, as you will soon see.
Ride with EJ this time. So fun. So fun. I'm not taking my glasses off because 102 degrees Fahrenheit. You'll just see a waterfall pouring down my face. Bloodshot eyes. And the look of a man who's questioning all of his life decisions. We just did some threshold work. We are cooking. Maybe put the Celsius up on the screen, Mitch. In post, it's gotta be at least like 300 Celsius.
I was going 20. Just like, I was paperboying up the thing. Dude, I've never dug this deep before, so.
Proud of you, dude.
Thanks,
Good
man.
stuff.
This like fatigue is like, I shouldn't be feeling this way at this power output, but I feel like dead.
I've called myself an above average cyclist, but the thing about average is that it really depends on your data set. Compared to the general population, I am above average when it comes to cycling, and I've trained hard to get there. But compared to EJ and his training partners Taj and Tyler, I'm not just below average, I am back of the pack. And when you compare me to the pros, well, this next effort should make it pretty clear where I stand.
So today we're doing high intensity efforts, and normally I wait until the end of those kinds of rides to have ketones, but they just released this new version. It's peach flavored, which I'm excited about, and it has 100 milligrams of caffeine. So I'm hoping it's gonna give me a little extra boost, and we'll see how peach tastes. Tastes peachy. Actually, it tastes a lot better than the normal ketone flavor. Now we're here at Harrison Grade.
We call this the hardest climb in California. Competitive, like the hardest climb, the top 10, is because it was part of the Tour de California. So literally everyone, like Alexia Mullen, Nielsen Palace, everyone, like a lot of people attacked here in the tour. So like this climb is just untouchable except for Luke and Tyler, who are 1 and 2, came out here with skin suits and like gave both of their best 5-minute powers. It's just, it's a gross effort. So we dragged Mitch out here to see how he'd compare.
I'm having so much fun on this training camp. It's the best. Let's see how this goes.
I'm not gonna make you watch my full effort, but before we jump to the end and my results, I wanna give you some extra context by looking into EJ's performance on this climb and Luke Lamperti's performance. If you're not familiar with who Luke is, he races for Soudal Quickstep and had his Grand Tour debut at the Giro d'Italia this year. He's not just a pro, he competes at the very top end of the sport. And of the 33,199 attempts by 4,436 people, Luke has the fastest time, 4 minutes 14 seconds, at an average of 570 watts. If you look at my power, I'm barely managing 300 watts. EJ averaged a monster 517 watts, which gave him a time of 4 minutes 51 seconds. So how did I do?
No, it's fun. It's such a pretty climb. Props to EJ for 520 up that thing. That's insane. Tyler and Luke. It gives you like an appreciation for like how they're on just completely different level.
Harrison Grade, here are my stats. 633, I averaged 326 watts, 9.3 miles an hour, which puts me at an all-time 266.
I'm over 2 minutes behind Luke, who has the KOM, so why am I even trying? I'm in my late 30s and I'm obviously never going to go pro. Why train at all? There is a superficial reason why I train and a deeply personal subconscious reason. Maybe it's because it gives me a sense of accomplishment, or perhaps I'm desperately trying to hold on to my youth as I avoid the reality of my own mortality. But that is a topic for my therapist, not a YouTube video. The superficial reason I'm training is because I'm preparing for my first bike trip to Europe, where I will not only ride a bunch of storied climbs from races like the Tour de France and Giro d'Italia, I will also be riding up Scanupia, a climb many consider to be the hardest climb in the world, with sustained pitches above 40%. Unlike many of the steep streets I regularly climb, which take about a minute to summit, Scanupia will take me well over an hour. So I train out of fear. Luckily, EJ also helped me with some steep street training in San Francisco, but that will have to wait for the next video. Right now, I still have one more regular climb to do.
This one, you say it's like a little better for my power profile?
Yeah, it's a little bit shorter. Mitch likes the shorter efforts, and it kind of levels out. There's pitches to this climb, so it's hard. Pitches for a second, you can recover, and then there's like a steep street at the end. It's a good it's 10% average with pitches. I think the ending pitch is like 17, 18%, and you kind of just got to dump it for the last minute. But let's talk about the leaderboard real quick. Luke Lamperti, who is on Soudal Quickstep, a world tour team.
Who? What? Never heard of him.
And my coach, good friend Tyler Williams, have been battling over the KOM for this climb. Tyler currently has the KOM. He did 600 watts for 2 minutes and 52 seconds to get the KOM. So it's pretty competitive for those top couple spots. Jackson Duncan, another really talented rider. But I think Mitch has a chance to top 20, possibly top 10 here, according to those times. It's a competitive leaderboard. I think it's going to be a challenge for you, but I think it's one that you're up for.
This is a case where somebody believes in you more than you believe in yourself. I have an opportunity to prove myself wrong.
Let's see what happens.
Oh, that's hard. See, dude, short efforts only. 4 minutes is a long effort. Ah.
Nice job.
No, my legs are gone.
I was dying. I definitely wasn't at 100%. I'm in the middle of this training camp. I haven't had a rest day for over a week. I was aiming for top 10. I missed out on top 10, but I got 11th all time. So 4 minutes, 3 seconds. I did it at 396 watts for 4 minutes, which is not bad. That's pretty good for me. But I still feel robbed by this KOM.
Are you going for it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna get it done.
Maybe it's just like the Strava gods are punishing me for going after KOMs that are easy for me. But you know what? I still want my crown. I'm not EJ. I don't have 1,000,000 watts for 30 seconds. I've got like 800 watts for 30 seconds. So please just give this to me.
The moral of the story, if you want a crown on Strava, search for segments that fit your ability and more importantly, have not been attempted by pros.
Done.
And make sure to check out EJ's video too.